What's good, y'all? This is Masterpiece, and y'all already know what it is. Right now, I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can start disassociating yourself and breaking free of the system, of the man, of the of the of the belly of the beast, being on file and being connected monetarily, fictitiously to this corporation, to this false entity. So I'm not gonna tell you that you gotta get papers, and I'm not gonna tell you you need status correction and nothing like that. It's actually just like a step-by-step process. First step is to realize that you are a part of that system. That if you have like a regular job or whatever, it is that say working at the Gap or working at McDonald's or whatever, even like a doctor, it's all fueling the system, and you're on the books. And so just realizing that is step number one, admitting it and seeing it. To then you have power and control. So number two, you want to, now that you know that you're contributing to a system that you do not want to participate in, you have to, or you might want to, then dream again. You might want to dream about your passions again, what you're good at, what you love to do, what you would do even if you weren't paid to do it. Because then you could do it so well that someone's going to offer you money for it. And then you're going to make a business out of it. So start, start, start thinking about what it is that you love again, and then let that build up, and maybe do it on the side, and maybe sell a few or make a few bucks off that, and gain your customer base, and maybe you can drop one of your part-time jobs, or maybe you can do like this online thing, or whatever, make blogs, sell a recipe book, do whatever you need to do, decorate cakes, sketch people, you know, create logos, make beats, you know, something that's your own little side hustle, for you to have, and something for you to grow. That way you can kind of offset payments, you know what I mean? You can use this little hustle money to pay for some bills, keep your phone going while you got this job. And step two, or step three, is to know that you might be working for the white man right now, for the man, for the system, whatever you want to call it, the government, whatever you want to call it. You might be another cog in the wheel right now, but if you know that, and you accept it and say, okay, you can't just quit tomorrow. You got a family to feed. You got a plane ticket to Africa that you got to buy, so you can't just up and leave. You got responsibilities. So while you're building this side hustle, you're thinking, this is step three, you're thinking about getting out, you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna work hard, maybe double time to get this paper quicker and do this, or maybe I'm gonna, go for that weekly bonus and get that paper stack, as whatever I gotta do, whatever the frig I gotta do to get out of here. So I'm gonna take overtime hours. I'm gonna get another side job. I'm gonna keep my little side hustle going up, you know, and I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna start collecting off friends that owe me. I'm gonna start selling old shoes, old jerseys and shit. You start building up, and you start saying, okay, the aim here, even though I'm working for the man, the aim is to leave. And if that's the aim, then that's pro-black. You know what I'm saying? And that's good enough, because if you got a vision in your head that's strong, and you say, I only got 2 more months of this job, then I can afford this and this and this, get back to the motherland, and that's all right. No, you don't have to hate the white man. You don't have to harbor hate in your heart to beat the system, to beat the machine. Because although there's depictions of Kemites slaying outsiders, European and Asiatic outsiders, doesn't mean that there was hate involved. It just means that there's a job I gotta do. This is not right. Gotta go. No emotional strings attached. It's just like, yo, if you continue this, you are gonna destroy humanity. So it's either you now or the rest of the world later. So it's just it's a simple decision, and it should always be that simple. It's especially easier when you know that there's no real death. You know what I'm saying? It's just an illusion. It's just like another. It's like one energy going into another. You know. So knowing that you don't have to hate, and you don't have to be mean to your boss and whatever. You all you got to do is pull back, because remember they're depending on you. So you just got to pull back, start falling back from the job, and then once you're finally able to quit, and you go set up something for yourself, or you go join a team, in the Caribbean or on the continent, preferably the continent. You join a team, join the brothers and sisters, and then we bring our know-how, they bring their creativity, their know-how, their wisdom, and we make a beautiful thing. It's just like collaborating with R&B and hip hop, jazz and soul. We just collaborate. It's just another type of art. And you know what? That's why I said step two is start dreaming again, because over on the continent, you don't find many people working solely, for people. Like you ask a Rastafarian, a straight up Rastafarian, um, you'll never catch a straight Rastafarian working for the man, working for nobody else. They're always, when you go to Jamaica, they would rather be flat broke, nowhere to stay, than to work for somebody else. Because the Rasta knows that, God gave him, he is God, he is a creator, and he has the abilities to, like Jah, to manifest anything. We are man. We can manifest anything from our thoughts, and that's what separates us from animals. And so they would never work for anybody. They'll always work for themselves, and we need that mentality. And there's a lot more of that back home on the continent, and throughout the Caribbean too. But the continent, there's so many resources. So you go back to the continent, you do what you love. You got your customer base strong. You're confident in your hobby and what you love to do, and now you're bringing it out back to the brothers and sisters, spreading the wealth. Spreading the creativity, learning, and being humble, and just making this profit for the diaspora, stabilizing the community. So how to get off the man's titty? It's just simply find your creativity again, find your special thing that makes you you, and people will want to pay for it. They'll want to pay for your creation. They'll want to pay for you if you invest yourself in it. And it doesn't matter what you do. If you're splitting coconuts on the side of the road, you're putting your love into it. The way you open it up, and the way you cut off the side and use it as a spoon and serve it to people. Like, you put your own thing into it. You do for self, and and we can help each other do that. You know, like-minded people. Artists form together. Uh, uh, Metalsmiths work together. You know what I mean? We unite, but we do it back on the continent so that we're not on the American books. You know what I'm saying? We're not on the, So, anyways, so that's just a little, that's just what I got for you guys today, tonight. I'm working real hard. I'm working on something real big for you guys. It's a follow-up video to the decipherment of the metanetter, because I don't think that many people really took in the lectures of the general and pharaoh. So I'm doing like a little breakdown of that plus my own research. I've been researching, so I'm now just pulling everything out from the histories, out from the past, and compiling it together and putting together a video that'll be clarifying and condensing what Pharaoh and Seti said, so that, and it's gonna be where I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be slanderizing, whatever. It's just gonna be word for word what their slide said, what they said, and then explaining it in maybe another way, so that other types of people, because some people don't have time to watch a 4 hour lecture, So yeah, I'm thinking maybe if I condense that down into like an hour, then we'll be able to understand. But the one thing is, I personally don't know why we're getting all twisted over this language thing anyway. I think that it's just another way to stall the fact that we need to pick up and leave, and we need to do for self, and we need to find our creativity, and what makes us, and what makes us divine and special, and why the whole world wants to do what we naturally do, carry baskets on our heads back home and in and in the diaspora, and there's people, in Europe, you remember, they had to walk with books on their head to be princesses, learn how to walk, learn how to speak correctly, learn how to enunciate, and they're mumbling when they're 6, 7 years old. You go to Africa, you go to Jamaica, these kids, even black kids here in America, these kids are talking, rapping at the age of 2. All right, so my daughter is not even 2. She's talking. I'm talking to her, telling her to go put things away. She's drinking out of glass cups. We just the development is faster. So and that's through sun exposure and through melanin. We're heightened. We have more abilities. So we need to move back home, and stop, getting sidetracked with these debates and these arguments, and we need to find what makes us and creative, and then uh, bring it home and strengthen the family from within, because we deserve paradise after this many hundreds of years, 400 or 500 years, on American soil, blood, sweat, and tears, losing lives, whole generations being wiped out. I think we deserve some paradise. You know what I'm saying? And believe me, you have the money to go and enjoy a paradise in Africa, a couple weeks at a time in between what you're doing. For example, I was there. I was just humbly painting and editing videos and shooting videos, and I was able to afford uh, to go to uh, plateaus and mountains and vineyards and all that. You know what I mean? So we can have those. Where are you gonna vacate in America? What, you're from Miami? You're gonna go to California? You live in California? You're gonna go to New York? This bullshit. You know what I mean? Take a real life-changing trip. Take a real step outside the box and see what real paradise is like. Yeah, Jamaica's nice, but it's small as hell. You know what I mean? You do the whole island in a day. You know what I'm saying? So, go to a place where it's so vast that there's so much room for expansion and for our people. Anyway, yo, it's Masterpiece saying, yo, you can get off that system, get off that titty, and eat to live, and take the necessary steps that you need to do to secure your family and yourself, uh, and get out of those book systems gradually or instantly if you can, and to make the biggest positive effect. Take your skill back to the continent, develop some trades. All right, yo, much love, thank you, respect.